What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the F1 2017 Alfa Romeo Road to Glory. Back with episode number 6, and today we are here for the Hungarian and Belgian Grand Prix. So if you were here for last video, you will know that it wasn't the greatest one. And yeah, we'll just take a look to see exactly where. I can't actually remember where I finished. So we finished 17th at Silverstone and 16th in Austria, and that was obviously following up from our brilliant 9th place that we got in Azerbaijan. The only race this season which I haven't live commentated. There is correlation if I've ever seen it. But if you are happy to see this series, do make sure to leave a like down below, and if we can get 80 likes, then I will try and upload another one in the next couple of days. But yeah, there is the development tree. Of course, we're not really closing in that much on the midfield. I mean, we're doing as many upgrades as we can. But yeah, you can see we've got about 1,400 resource points, and we are going to spend them right now. Not sure what on. We haven't got any in progress at the moment. We've done quite, we've done 3 chassis upgrades, 1 aero upgrade, 1 powertrain, and 1 durability. Now, durability, I just don't think yet that is really going to sort of help us, because we're pretty much starting at the back of the grid as it is, but we will do some sooner rather than later. Chassis is really what needs upgrading, as well as the aero. So we're going to do the aero one, I think, the rear wing main plane. So that's going to cost 1,000 points, and that should be with us for the second half of this episode. And yeah, that's pretty much all our resource points spent. We've got 421 left. That should do. Let's get into the action.
We arrive at the Hungaroring in Hungary for today's practice session.
Well, this is brilliant. Of course, you can see on the screen now that it's going to rain in the race. For what I'm sure is about the 6th time this season, which is fantastic. You know how well we do in the rain. But what do we need to do? What do we need to do? In terms of practice itself, it went pretty well, to be fair. We were 20 off the full amount. So 255 resource points. I will take that. And yeah, it was just the qualifying pace, which we couldn't quite get right. And that's quite concerning, considering that's the only dry session we have. Of course, the race is going to be wet. But we'll forget about that. And without further ado, let's get into qualifying.
The excitement is starting to build here at the Hungaroring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. So
it was suggested on the last video down in the comments for me to do one-shot qualifying, because of course I only usually do one run anyway, so it should save a little bit of time and add a little bit of spice to the action. So we're going straight into it, and well, this could be interesting. I probably won't live commentate it just because I actually want to concentrate. But yeah, I just want a good lap here. About halfway through the lap now, we are currently sitting in P20. I should probably have mentioned that Hungary is arguably my worst track on the entire calendar. Just never done well around here at all. We go so deep into there. This is just not going well. He's already set a lap. Are you kidding me? I'm about 4 seconds off the pace. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, of course it's P20. That wasn't really in doubt. And I can't think whether we've... I'm pretty sure we have qualified last... I'm pretty sure we did it last episode, in fact. It's just embarrassing. It's just... We're like 3/10 off Ericsson as well, so... Yeah, not a great start to the episode, but hopefully those wet conditions can actually bring us some form of luck. I mean, you've got to find optimism somewhere. As expected then, it is raining for the race, but you may be able to see on the car, we are starting in P19. That is because Kevin Magnussen has a penalty, gearbox, engine, whatever it is, he's got some form of penalty. And yeah, it's still not great, but it could be worse. Also, you may be able to see that the engineers have got like Sauber gear on rather than Alfa Romeo, like in the last few episodes. Basically, the mod I installed for the Alfa Romeo team gear, it just kept crashing the game. Like, not all the time, just occasionally. I was like, I'm just going to get rid of it. So, yeah. Still, of course, we've got the Alfa Romeo livery, as you can see. But it is time to start the Hungarian Grand Prix. I have 0 expectations for this race, and away we go. What an optimistic start that is. And I think I've pretty much proven it by an awful, awful start. And we're already in P20, and we're not even at turn 1. But are we going to go? Yeah, why not? We're just going to dive it down the inside. It's wet. We're going to cause some carnage. And we've already gained a few positions up into 16th. That's not bad. We were decent through there. Maybe sneak it up the inside of Kvyat and Sainz. We could do this. We could do this. I think we have done this. And there we go, up in to 14th position now, ahead of Carlos Sainz. I'll take that at the end of Sector 1. I don't know where this wet pace has come from all of a sudden. We were awful in the dry, and we actually seem to be keeping pace with even Hülkenberg and Gasly ahead in the wet. This is just weird. We're about halfway through lap 3 now, and if you look at the mini-map, you can see that we're actually as far away from Hülkenberg as we are from Sainz, and we've actually got a nice little gap, which is decent. I mean, we don't seem to be getting a lot of wheel spin, because I'm changing up gears quite soon, and yeah, this seems to be working. Bad news. Well, first of all, the others from behind have actually caught up with us, and also look on the right hand side at our engine parts. They're not looking rosy. We're probably going to have to change them next race, and we've just got not a lot of power on the straights. I mean, we already have the second worst engine on the grid, and this is just exaggerating it quite a bit. I know Alfa Romeo have come into this team, but I think we need a massive staff overhaul in the off-season, because they just don't know how to put a right amount of fuel in the car. They either completely under-fuel me or completely over-fuel me. You can see I'm plus 1.4 laps, and I've been running in rich for pretty much the whole race, so I probably could have run like 10 laps on this, and yeah, I think there's some sackings that need doing. We come around the final corner then to take a decent P14, it has to be said. Considering we qualified last. I don't know what happened to the AI, because they were so much better in the dry than they were in the wet. But yeah, I'll take that. So after starting 1-2 on the grid, it was a 1-2 for Ferrari, just the other way round. Hamilton third, Bottas fourth, and Alonso scored points for McLaren. And it's usually a good track, to be fair, for McLaren, is Hungary, even under the Honda regime. Yeah, there we go. We finished 14th. Our teammate 18th when he started 18th. So overall, not too bad. Our fastest lap was also quicker than Ericsson, so there was some form of encouragement in the latter part of this weekend. But yeah, that's Hungary done. Now it is time to get into Spa. Now, in hindsight, that Grand Prix would have been a great opportunity to take just a million new engine parts, because obviously we were starting last anyway. That is a missed opportunity. I'm not sure whether to do it for this Grand Prix. I'll see how the practice pace is looking. If we're not looking too great, then I'll literally just replace every engine component and take like an extra 2 of each. Get like 100 places of grid penalties and not be penalised whatsoever. That sounds good, doesn't it? Hey, there we go. We finally have an upgrade. Well, not finally, but we have an upgrade. This is good news. So, hasn't failed. We've actually been pretty blessed this season with decent reliability. I'm sure that won't last. And I've probably cursed it now, but yeah, there we go. Rear wing main plane, we've got a new one. You know, whatever the performance upgrade, I really haven't felt much upgrade as the season's gone on. But if we look at the vehicle performance comparison, we're still last, but we're not too far away from even the likes of Williams now. I think McLaren have had a pretty good season in terms of progress. Yeah, I mean, if we look at that, we haven't really closed up much to them. But then the likes of Williams, Renault, Haas really haven't done much upgrading at all. So, yeah, not looking too bad in that department now. We have 626 resource points. So, hopefully, after the end of this weekend, we will have enough to do another upgrade. Let me know down in the comments what you want that upgrade to be. And, yeah, without further ado, let's get into the weekend.
Here we are then at the longest racetrack on the Formula One calendar. Welcome to the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps for today's practice session.
Please don't be raining, please don't be raining, please don't be raining. Oh, okay, it isn't raining in the race, but it is in qualifying, so, I'm really tempted to do those, you know, change the parts now. Because we're only just over halfway through the season, and we've only got one engine part left, so, yeah, I think I probably will do it. With regards to the gearbox, there's no way I'm taking a chance after what happened last time, so we're going to take a new one of them. And then in terms of the power unit, we are going to take a new one of everything. In fact, at least one. We might even take 2. Actually, I don't think we can. I don't think we're allowed. But anyway, we've taken a new one of everything for this weekend. Keeping the engineers busy. You know, I'm keeping them in a job, aren't I? I don't think I'd go as far to say that this car feels comfortable. But I think with that other aero upgrade that we've got, now we've upgraded the front and rear wing, it does feel a little bit more stable. And as you can see, we are currently doing the qualifying program, which is the final one of this this practice session. And we're over a second up on the time. So as we go towards the bus stop chicane, hopefully we don't mess this up. We're down to third gear. I've sort of messed it up by cutting the corner almost, and that is where the car doesn't feel comfortable, is off camber. We've ended up losing a little bit of time, but we have ended up getting purple for that. Well, if only I hadn't have been talking for that final sector. We didn't even get the fast sector 3, but still, it's only 5 resource points lost. Also lost 20 in the tyre management. It's just quite a heavy track on tyre wear, I think. I seem to remember last season of career mode, the same happened. So, yeah, not too disheartened about that. We're going to skip out qualifying because there's literally no points. We have, like, what, 70 places worth of grid penalties. So we're going to get straight into the race. Wish me luck. Well, I don't know how this has happened, but we're starting last on the grid. Can you believe it? 60 places worth of grid penalties, and we didn't even compete in qualifying, and somehow we're starting last. Absolutely baffles me, but I've literally no idea where everyone else is starting on the grid. Of course, we've got Marcus Ericsson starting alongside us, and we are readying up to the 5 red lights here for the Belgian Grand Prix, and away we go. Now, can we get a good start? No, is the answer to that, but we are going to dive one up the inside of a few cars. No, okay, now we're just going to get completely squeezed. No, we don't. We're actually up into 17th position, running side by side with Sainz, except we actually have a competent engine in our car. We're going to have to lift going into Eau Rouge, or else this could end up getting messy. We just about keep it within the track limits. And that is the opening sequence done. Now, all of a sudden, we've lost complete momentum, seeing as we lifted off through Eau Rouge. But, yeah, not too bad a start. And, no, we're not going to be able to gain at all here. Oh, dear. Our engine speed is being very much exposed. We haven't passed Fernando Alonso yet, so hopefully everyone is getting stuck behind him as we now go into the bus stop once more. I say once more for the second time in this video. But anyway, we are coming through the final corner to the end of the first lap of the Grand Prix. And yeah, we're not doing too badly. We've gained positions on the first lap, but there's still a long way to go. We may have a new engine, but we've lost about 3/4 of a second in this final sector just on that run through Blanchimont, basically. And yeah, I've just resigned to the fact that this is going to be a no points race, and yeah, we're not even going to come close to challenging. Not going to lie, even if we had have qualified, I still don't think we would have really got far up the grid, because like, I feel I've driven really well in this race, and that's shown because we're a reasonable way ahead of our teammates. We haven't been put under pressure from Stroll, but we have not come near challenging anyone ahead, which is, well, it's depressing. So we come down towards the bus stop for the final time, and I feel like this is all I've shown for the entire race, is just the run up to the final corner. And the truth is, absolutely nothing has happened. Literally, we haven't even come under pressure from behind. Stroll isn't too far behind, but yeah. Like, what a boring race that was. I feel sorry for anyone who has to sit through that, but it will improve. Season 2, I have a lot of confidence for. But for the meantime, that is our joint worst finishing position, mainly due to the fact that obviously we changed our engine. But yeah, one-shot qualifying has not been kind to us so far, but hopefully next time in Monza it can be. This time it was a Mercedes victory, 1-2, 1-2. So it was 2x2 for the entire top 10. How exciting. Then we have Hülkenberg missing out on points. And then all the way down there in P17 we have Charles Leclerc, of course, ourselves. We didn't even set a faster lap than our teammate Ericsson. A little bit embarrassing, but still, you've got to take the positives, and the positives are nothing at the moment. The positives are we have scored points this season, but of course Fernando Alonso actually scored in the last race, so he has gone ahead of us in the standings. Meanwhile, our teammate still yet to score. That is why we're at the bottom. What can you do? I mean, we've still got a few races left. And yeah, hopefully there will be one more race where we actually score points. I have confidence in that. For now though, guys, that is the end of episode number 6. Join me next time for the Italian and Singapore Grand Prix. That should be in a couple of days' time, so do make sure to leave a like down below if you have enjoyed this one. Comment your thoughts down below, and also what upgrade should I do next, because I think I have enough resource points now. But until then, guys, do take care. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.